Uh... Stop by Neverland, pick up the random item. So as I explained before, but I'll say again, these doors at the top, oh, this one's lucky, it's right next to save. Have an item if the light's flashing. You go in front of it, say examine, and it's mithril, it's fine. Like I said, some are AP ups, power ups, defense ups. It's all based on what time the door is. And yeah, I guess it is real time because it is the same time. I'm gonna go to Deep Jungle for a second. So Deep Jungle actually has a host of power-up items. But to get them, you must sacrifice your soul. And I'll show you what I mean. I didn't want to be here. That's alright. If you transition immediately into a glide here, you can get these treasure chests really easily. Meteor G, Weapon Gummy. Mega Potion, fine. Dalmatians, that's mostly what I'm here for anyways. Now they actually unlock 2 minigames. I think one of them doesn't actually have a reward, and the other does. So they give you the Vine minigame, which is where it's something, I may be wrong about this, but they say something along the lines of, you gotta go through the vine area as fast as you can, jump, jump, jump. Not worth the time. The other one is...
See ya.
Actually, I don't even want to be down in the camp area at all. I'm gonna gummy ship out. The other one is with the vine, I guess? We'll see it in a second. We'll go to the tunnel. So the little... Okay, so it's gonna explain. Jump into the tree hollow to slide down the slider, I guess they're calling it. Pick up all the fruit on your way down to unlock up to 4 different paths. Clear all of them for a reward. It's technically true, but it's also you can clear like one by one, and each one you clear will give you a reward, single time only. So if you beat, you know, level 1 and then you go to level 2 and you beat level 1 again, it's not going to give you another item. But first, the reason I came here is because there's that tricky green gummy. And it's, yeah, it's right here. Let's see if I can even see it. Yeah, it's there, right there. That is a green gummy on a green backdrop. Sorry, not gummy, Trinity. Yeah, and all it does is give mithril shards. Which is kind of a worthless item, and like I said again, I can farm that later. I want to see if the... So in the treehouse, there's a unique heartless that... No. So, you can game the system too, to do this. All you do is you just leave the area back and forth over and over until no enemies spawn at that location. There's a treasure chest right there. So once you walk in right there, you saw there was a treasure, or there was enemies spawning. So once you walk in and there's not, that's when you know there's the unique heartless. And we did see it in Atlantica, but I'll see if we can see it again. And I do have stop run now, so it's It's a little more effective. Have I ever played through the game with just the initial items? Question I'm assuming is referring to like Kingdom Key. No. Kingdom Key, no accessories, etc. No. Because it's not as fun. I've seen people do it, but it didn't seem like it was a great time, you know. The other thing that you can do is you can do a level 1 run in Final Mix, because you get at the base of at the start of the game you get XP gain 0 ability, costs nothing, so you just apply it immediately, and it makes the whole party gain no experience. So you can do a level 1 equipmentless or Kingdom Key only, no accessories run. But to be clear, you know, if you're doing that, unless we're counting the fact that maybe you put on power-ups and defense ups, your base strength, and again, as I said, depending on your role, if you're doing a spell run, defense run, or whatever, your base stats will be like 4 strength, 4 defense, and then whatever magic. So it's real tough. I mean, I have 26 now, you know, and I'd have 5. I'm gonna try this just a couple more times. There it is. Alright, so this is the same as now the trick about this place that I hate is they can spawn in ridiculous locations, the base white mushrooms that you need to stop to get the boss like Heartless. Like yeah, here. He can spawn in this boat. So you'll have to get into the boat. Ooh. No. Oh. Especially if you have not cleared out the chest in there. It can be real dangerous. And the final one's over here on the roof. And now that I have high jump, I can climb this. Now below will spawn the boss Heartless, the final mix Heartless. So what I'm gonna do, you stop it, and then you smash Arcanum. So it calculated me at about 37, which is good because I got 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 all the way up to 37 experience. So it's a fairly substantial amount. You need something along the line. The more hits you get, the more guaranteed a reward you get. It's all percentage based. So it's something like, you know, if you hit it 10 times, you get 10% chance to get Mystery Goo, or something like that. If you really want to work that enemy out, you'll need stop level 3 and a lot of magic to cast Ars Arcanum just over and over. I had Goofy throwing ethers at me, so I was fairly okay with my magic. But yeah, it can be tricky. I felt like there was another treasure chest around here, but maybe I'm wrong. Because I got the one in the boat. But yeah, that's the new Final Mix Heartless, and this is the secondary location that it appears outside of Atlantica. Oh, that's where it is that I want to be. Been asked, what's the most underrated spell? I mean, it depends on how you define underrated. I'll open the menu so we can take a look at it, but I guess I'll rank them in order of best to worst. So Cura is Cure, and I'll just name them by their base name. Cure is the best spell in the game because healing, and the less you die, the less you have to start over. And I'd either tie it or say it's a very close second to Arrow. Arrow's probably my favorite spell in Kingdom Hearts, but it was not returned in any other game in the form that it's in now. As a defensive shield that does some damage. It's just so good. It does cost 2 mana, which can be a little hefty, especially when, you know, you're casting Thunder and that's 1 mana, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. So there's a treasure chest all the way up here. Let's see if it's worth anything. It is a Protect Chain! Wow. Alright. Yeah, so Arrow's probably the second best spell in the game. Just defensive and aggressive wise, if you can get it to level 2 or 3. It gets real good. Then the next best spell is probably Thunder. It's just such a good area of effect tool. Its one downside is the same as any element spell, which is... Did I go in circle? It doesn't work on yellow nocturnes. Blizzard doesn't work on blue. Fire doesn't work on red. So, you know, they all have the same problem. We're gonna take a look at this vine section, and I'll keep talking about it. But I'll quickly say what you gotta do. On the top left, there's a fruit counter. You can go as slow as you want. There's no time limit. It's a record, not a limit. You have to collect all of the fruits or you get nothing. And the hitboxes on them are smaller than they appear. Tarzan cannot collect them, but he can get in your way. Yeah, so there's level 1, that's an elixir. Oh, I must have to do it again. So it'll record that, and then next time I go to the vines, I can do level 2. I'll show off level 2. I don't want to do all of them because it's long. But you get progressively better items. Back to the spell talk. The third, so Thunder's probably the third best. Then I like Blizzard. I think you have to collect the same fruits again. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do it. Fourth best, probably Blizzard. Then Gravity, but it only really has implications late game because the enemy's HP bars get just so huge at a certain point. So now you can see on the left the path is cleared. So you have to force Sora left like that, and he'll go. We can continue down here. There's no more fruits till the next stage. Gravity's next, then Fire, and I mean, again, remember, just my opinion, but Stop is probably the worst spell in the game. I just don't see its practical application. Yeah, it buys you some breathing room, but with its limited effectiveness against bosses, what's the point? That's the really only time that I play this that I say, oh, you know, I need a moment's reprieve to catch my breath, or cast a heal or something, is when I'm fighting a boss, not when I'm fighting some normal enemy. And I don't know where the fruits are. There's 1, 2, 3. Ah, there it is. No way! Ugh. Oh well. Yeah, I just don't like the implications of stop, that's all. So I'd say it's the worst. Underrated though, to go back to that word, you know, I've played this game a couple times, all the way through, and I never really picked up gravity until about my third playthrough. And when I get to the next world, you'll see some of the health bars of these enemies. And I just randomly once was casting gravity, because you have to cast gravity on treasure chests at a certain point to kind of bring them down so you can open them. And it hit an enemy, and it went from full health to 2 health or something, and I said, wow, that's a surprisingly overpowered spell. I'm gonna go ahead and get going to the next world here. I'm gonna do a little bit of gummy work. Trying not to do too much of this, but... And again, I don't want to work on that ship. We'll work on this ship. Oh, wow, I overrode it. That's obnoxious. Alright, so this will be longer than I thought. I do apologize if you tend to like things to look pretty. Gummy ships by endgame end up just looking like monstrosities. Is this a left or a right? Can't really tell. That's a right. So here's a transform block. I'll put it on, but I don't think I'm going to take the time to build another one. I'll maybe just say you can switch to high wind. Actually, I'll duplicate this and put maybe 1 or 2 changes on it so that it registers as a unique ship. So these end up being the most important ones, the special items. Shield 2G gives me a shield, protects the entire ship. It's pretty nice. Last thing I want to work on is weapons. No. I'm out of small cannons? Wow. Yeah, I need to buy the upgrade from Sid for something like $1,000. Can I put one more engine? Nice. Another? No. But actually what I can do is I can remove the base level ones. It's a weird 1-to-1 ratio, not power level wise. It doesn't account for, oh, you removed a level 1 engine. Ah, damn. It's not like you removed a level 1 engine and now you must replace it with a level 1 engine. It's just, you removed a engine and now you can replace it with any engine. I removed something important. It must have been a weapon. here's a quick look at the decoratives, and they will literally say it is a decorative pair of whatever. It does absolutely nothing. Alright, so I'm gonna save January 29th. One thing, so then you go here and you say, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say garage, January 29th, I wanna work on that. Save to a new one, and I'll call this, just for simplicity, transform. Hit OK. Sure. Because they're identical, it doesn't matter. So on transform, I'll add maybe one armor block. Not super important. I'll add 2. Then I'll save it as transform. Oops. I think I need to link them. Let me see how I do that. So gummy ship, transform. Yeah, so now they're paired off, and they can go between each other. And so yeah, now you'll see my ship's pretty much maxed out. Blocks used 73, flyable, yes. Transform, yes. The actual requirements to make your ship flyable, I believe, is a cockpit and a engine. Sorry. It is a cockpit and an engine, and that's it, I believe. But we can get going. Yeah, you can see this battle level's like 4,000, it's huge. And now he'll tell you about it. The shield gummy protects the ship against attacks. Equipped a speed gummy, allows acceleration. Now you can see there's this third bar below, and it says shield, charge, power, arm. It's the charge. It's the orange and the red for the shield. Those are the new things. Do I only have one cannon on? Huh. I must have put everything into lasers. Okay, yeah, there it is. So now I can hit square, and it's kind of like Star Fox 64 if you've ever played that, where it will expend that energy and then reset, and I can boost again. Going to make a cut here, and I'll be right back after the cutscene.